It's baffling that this game got a release outside of Japan. It's so Japanese. Yeah. And it's co-developed by Taito.
Especially considering one certain aspect of the game.
Mm-hmm. A thing no one outside of Japan has ever heard of.
Not unless you were like a serious weeb back in the day.
Yeah, apparently the star of this game has a pretty big fan base, especially in Japan, but it has bled over into other continents.
Hmm. Might be thinking this is Shinobi. You would be wrong.
Yep.
You'd be
It's another
for thinking this is Shinobi.
Yeah, it's another low-resolution ruined city on the PS2.
There was a lot of them.
Yeah. Here's our one aspect of color in the entire game. A purple man.
He looks fabulous.
He really does. He wanted to show everyone his dance routine before murdering them. Like rainbow trails behind all of his sword swings. So here he is. Here's Gackt.
Yep. Yes, a sort of pseudo cross between Devil May Cry and Otogi. Didn't just get a release in America, it got a worldwide release.
Yep. Everyone got to enjoy this game.
I live in the UK and I have a copy of this game. What the fuck?
Baffling. All the games that they didn't release worldwide.
Seriously, there's so many. I mean, like there were so many anime tie-in games for shows that were released in the US at the very least, if not also Europe, and never saw the light of day. But this did.
Yep. I don't get it. I never even heard of this guy, but apparently he's in a lot of video games.
Yep. One of the most famous ones is that he was in the PSP game, Final Fantasy Crisis Core, where he plays one of the primary antagonists, a guy called Genesis.
Right. Yeah, that's an especially anime Final Fantasy game.
Yep. So, surprisingly, one of the better games in the series as well. You might recognize some of the names that are coming up as well, like Norio Wakamoto, who is best known for having the best voice in all of Japan.
Nice. We're not going to hear it, though. American version.
His voice is handsome.
They saved a replay of everything we did in the cold open to make the rest of the cold open here, which is awesome.
Gackt also had a mild hand in the music for this game. Not too much, though.
Yeah, he's a pop star, so...
Yeah. But yeah, for years it was rumored that they couldn't release Crisis Core, or re-release Crisis Core, because the licensing deal with Gackt had fallen through. He was meant to be like a recurring antagonist for the game. Both Crisis Core and I believe the Vincent Valentine spin-off, Dirge of Cerberus, both connect with the idea of Genesis being a character that's going to play a big part. And he wasn't.
That likeness doesn't come cheap.
No, it doesn't.
He's apparently Son Goku. Flying in on a cloud.
Son Goku.
Yeah.
He's like the Silver Surfer, but prettier.
And in the Japanese version, his voice is in the game, and he encourages you throughout the game to do better. Wait, 3,000 years ago, we were just setting the scene.
The time frame for this game is all over the fucking place.
Why didn't they just start it 3,000 years ago rather than flash back 10 seconds after they established the time?
That part. Your master just tosses a fucking pillar at you and then carves his own way through it. What the shit?
You You are terrible.
Someone was a big fan of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
You need more training.
Not just Quentin Tarantino for once.
Yeah, the controls in this game are surprisingly in-depth.
How much tutorial should we do here?
I'd say probably the movement controls at the very least, and maybe clashing.
Interesting. I've done some clashing. I actually did it in the intro.
You must learn how to move before you learn how to fight. Use the left analog
Also, the
stick
tutorial
to run.
is not a gameplay thing. I think they forgot this was a video game.
If you want to walk, push the left analog stick lightly.
The most flamboyant entrances I've ever seen. Yeah, pretty much every
You can jump
review of the game
by pressing the X
in
button.
print said that it started off with, so the game opens with an incredibly pretty man mincing his way across the universe and then beating the shit out of monsters.
It is astoundingly
Now it's
stylish in
time
a way
for
that
you
is
to learn
completely
how to
unlike Devil May
grab
Cry,
onto objects.
but equal.
Yeah.
If you touch a ledge or pole while you are in the air, you will automatically grab onto it.
Yep, wall climbing. It's also Blood Rain.
While you are hanging, press the X button.
Blood Rain 2
to jump
specifically.
upwards.
Hard to tell which of the two protagonists is the prettier, though.
True.
To drop
Really
down,
depends on what you're into.
press the X button as you push the left analog stick downwards. These are the most basic
This is a
techniques in
point
the
where controls were starting to get a lot more complex in games, but the engines and everything weren't really catching up with them.
Let's see what spell defense is all about. I love this cheap-ass
Now you will learn how to
resets
block
in the editing
magic
software that they
attacks.
use.
This takes some coordination.
It really feels like, if you've ever watched Game Center CX, they will sometimes just have massive text on screen for no reason.
I put that exact
Here's
video.
what comes next.
I put that exact video effect in the Shadow of Rome Let's Play.
Nice.
Just like an attack coming from a sword, the magic attacks can be countered.
What do we do to counter magic?
Certain
Receiving the
enemies you
magic
can only
attack,
defeat
your
by
magic
countering them.
gauge on the lower left
Interesting.
part of the screen will flip upside down to represent counter magic. Any magic attacks that you absorb will increase
Do we
your
hold the
magic
attack button to
gauge.
counter magic or the magic button to counter magic?
When the gauge flashes red,
Yes.
it means that your magic is maxed out. When this happens, you can press
here we
the
go.
circle button to blast your enemy with a single and very powerful
Well, that's how we
magic
cast
blast.
spells. That's not how we do the
This
counter
my
magic. They're not going to tell us how to do
favorite
counter
technique.
magic. They're just going to tell us it exists.
Turn the tide
Yeah.
of a battle. Never forget this one.
I'm sure that's enough.
You are
Let's get back in line
Now
with
go
our master.
now. Go and fight.
Stepped right out of Tekken into our lives.
Like, he can't just walk anywhere. He has to do pirouettes
Yep.
and then swing his sword like 50 times.
And sheath his swords into literally nothing. They just float in midair when they're not being used, but he still needs to slide them into their sheath of nothing.
He actually has little pouches in his back skin. David Cronenberg would be impressed.
It's true. I must get this coin.
We are going to fight the demon. That's basically the entire plot of this game. You are Gackt, fight evil, now go.
Seems about right. It's one button to attack. I don't know how the combos work. Seems to be like a Devil May Cry like delay thing.
Yeah. If I remember, there is a lot of button mashing in this game.
Yeah, with just one button, there's got to be a lot of button mashing. Also, it's made by the same people as Blood Will Tell, and they love button mashing in that game.
Oh boy, howdy.
Yeah, that game ended up being difficult, but Most of the unlocks were accomplished by getting into a button mash minigame.
Yeah, hammering the combos.
Yep, exactly.
Which is super easy to begin with, and then you got past the third or fourth layer, and it became impossible, and some of them needed to do like 10.
Oh yeah.
That was... Like, I really genuinely enjoyed that game, but that was really the only way to get good weapons to survive the second half of the game.
Yeah, you needed to luck into that 1% chance that you would get all the same button input for your mashing combo.
Preferably the square button.
Yep. If anyone's not familiar with Blood Will Tell, I did a full Let's Play of it. Highly recommended because it's an adaptation of Dororo from 2004.
Wasn't strictly a tie-in because I don't think there was an anime adaptation or a new manga at the time.
Yeah.
But I believe the recent series, because it got another adaptation, I think in the last year or so.
2019, I believe, is the most recent adaptation.
Yeah. Might be just the English release I'm thinking of. But
Maybe.
there was a more recent one that apparently does borrow from it quite heavily. But that might just be the fact that it is a bit grimmer and darker than the typical Tezuka adaptation.
Yeah.
It's fair, because it was a grimmer and darker Tezuka story.
Yep. It was on the upper end of his grimdark stuff, which is saying a lot, because he was a pretty grimdark dude when he wanted to be.
Yep.
This game came out the year before Blood Will Tell. To set a time frame. Although it didn't get ported to other countries until 2004, and then ultimately 2005 for the European version.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it came out roughly the same time as Blood Will Tell. I remember it being within like about 6 to 8 months of it. Because back then, European release schedules were...
Yep. For such a niche game, they really were not rushing it out to audiences who didn't want it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I genuinely have only ever met maybe 3 people who've heard of the game, let alone played it.
Yep.
Because this came out round about a point when they were trying to get the next Devil May Cry or even the next Shinobi. You can see how well that went for them.
Yeah. Surprised anyone gave a shit about Shinobi enough. I guess that's some notoriety.
Yeah, I think because, I mean, Shinobi did well enough to get a sequel.
Yeah.
Which was surprising in and of itself.
It was one of those why did this happen sequels, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I died. Nice. Tragic.
Rip. If I remember, the little flower petals on the side are essentially your defense when you start getting into, well, rush combos, for lack of a better term. Because there's quite a lot of focus on you attacking at the same time as the enemy, and both doing the thing.
Yep. Seen that. There's a whole elaborate animation if you, like, counter a strike.
Yep. Because some of the enemies get that defensive bar as well. So it becomes a matter of who can hit their buttons faster.
This guy's different. Let's murder him. Okay, that was easy. One combo and he's dead. Yeah, they've got crossbows.
Yeah.
So I guess avoid them.
Although at that size, I think technically it counts as a siege weapon.
Yeah, it's a ballista. Seemed like I could have climbed over that building.
I do remember that it is possible to use the neon signs as platforms. Instead of jumping off, or jumping from like platform to platform to platform to get to higher places.
Interesting. I tried. It seemed like there was secret stuff up there, but I was just kind of bouncing off them. I was obviously doing it wrong.
So this is based on very, very vague memories, because I think I only ever played it like twice.
I see how my double jump works now. It's like a jump and then dash. Speaking of Shinobi. Oh yeah, that was when our blades met. I lost some of my pedals. But I think I did a heavier attack or something.
Yeah, there is a way to regain your defensive meter. I think it maybe regenerates when you hit an enemy clean.
Maybe. Ground and Pale.
Not that kind of game, unfortunately.
Damn it all. Oh, we can wall run by holding the jump button. I thought it was a wall jump. That was just really awkward and shitty, but no, it's a wall run.
No, there is quite a bit of wall running in the game as well.
Nice. Whatever. I don't need that coin. Unless I do.
Thank God they really do is the same as the Oboro coins in Shinobi. Unlock extra things.
I mean, the extra things that were unlocked in Shinobi were really, really good, though.
Yeah, including a harder mode, because the base game wasn't difficult enough.
But the harder mode had more coins, and you get all the coins, you get a secret character.
Shomasashi, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I didn't hate myself enough to go through that.
I tried.
I believe I know, but...
Yeah. I made it pretty deep into super difficulty, but I never finished it.
Yeah, I generally preferred Nightshade, not just because it was less punishing, but also because the combat was a lot faster.
Interesting. I never got around to playing Nightshade, and I definitely want to, though.
It's, to be honest, it's weird, because I find it closer to stuff like Bayonetta. And you still have to combo the enemies in order to do any real damage to them. But even just regular attacks, you can still do some, some basic kind of damage.
Yeah.
And also, the game has more of a focus on doing weird things that look cool. Like, I think one of the first stages, you're on a stealth bomber that's going through a city or something.
Yeah, I watched a Let's Play of it. It was very silly. And it seemed less, cleanly designed. But still interesting.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a catastrophic sequel like a lot of them were in this era.
It felt like... It felt more like a sort of DLC sequel as we would have these days, where it has a lot of the same mechanics, but it's essentially a different game built on the same skeleton.
It's of my favorite genre, PS2 games that shouldn't have had sequels but do.
There's a surprising number of them.
Yep, tons of them. They're always weird, kind of bad, but still interesting and very cool. Once we start getting hit, I don't think we can do anything about it.
Don't remember much now.
Yeah.
Don't recall there being too much in the way of combo breakers or anything.
Yeah. It seems like once I take a blow, I just need to sit there and wait for the animations to end. Because there is always more than one.
Yeah, that was a big problem back in the PS2 era.
Yeah. Enemies get to be flashy as well. Damn right I did.
Oh, I forgot there's a lot of weird feng shui in this game as well.
Yeah. It's like simultaneously ancient Japan, dystopic ruined future, and 3,000 years in the past.
Yeah. There's a lot of, stone mirrors and ancient talismans in this game. Although, speaking of weird dystopias and 3,000 years in the past, 7 Samurai 30XX or 20XX, I forget what it's called. Seven Samurai, but in the future, in a sci-fi dystopia with cyborgs. Being nuts as hell. Not good, just nuts.
It's my kind of genre.
And the weird thing is, Akira Kurosawa actually had a hand in the game.
No! Have you remembered nothing? You can reflect the water the same way you can reflect a magic spell. Have faith in yourself. Face the water and concentrate. Yes, that's it.
He's got such full lips. It's disturbing how well rendered they are. I half expect jiggle physics on there.
This is actually a stealth sequel to Bayonetta.
That's interesting. Like, push back the water with the spell. Presumably, I will have to at some
Never
point.
heard of King Canute?
I wish I could remember any of the things I was trying to say for more than 10 seconds. Summer sleep deprivation still melts in my mind. It was cooled down for a good long while there, and then it heated back up. This week is awful once again.
The temperature here has been yo-yoing all over the place, to the point where one of the trees just behind my house has already started losing its leaves.
Wow.
Like, half the leaves on it are green, the other half are brown. And it's surrounded by dead leaves. Like, fully dead, crispy brown leaves. Weird as hell. No one knows what the hell's going on.
Yep, not even nature. You don't jump that way. I watched the tutorial on how to do this.
Up and X?
No, that just makes me flop forward. Obviously, the spell button doesn't work. Yeah, it's just X. What do you know? I thought I tried that, but apparently I tilted my stick just a little bit. This is why you'd use on-screen tooltips instead of tutorial videos. They're much clearer.
Or at least make the player do the actions a couple times.
Yeah. Instead of just a video. We do have different animations if we attack while we're in midair. Our animations, we're like locked into them. I can't interrupt them. Once I start swinging, I'm doing fancy light show for a minute.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's much in the way of attack dancing or anything.
Nah. It doesn't appear to be dodge rolling either. Okay, there's like a dodge flip, of course, because it has to be showy.
Rolling. Gackt does not make contact with the ground, you plebeian.
How dare you even insinuate? I was going to mention that on the subject of Akira Kurosawa working on video games, this game, they got the character designer from Cowboy Bebop and the writer from Trigun in their respective roles in this game.
Yasushi Naito? Is it Yasushi Naito? I remember his surname's Naito.
Could be. Not the mangaka, the person who did the anime, I think.
Oh, that's less impressive.
Yeah. I could be mistaken. Maybe it's the manga guy, but I think it was the anime guy.
You know, the one whose name no one remembers.
Yeah. That would be why this game's, one of its biggest criticisms is the story's bad.
Has to be some sort of ranged weapon in this. Yeah, there's magic.
There it is. Let's just walk away.
You got various types of fireball, magic spell. I think there's ice. Most of the elemental ones. But
Yeah,
you know
let's
what?
see.
I'm gonna go get my copy of it just in case we need the manual.
Yeah, couldn't hurt. Getting out of this pit also couldn't hurt. Let's see. Convenient poles laid out, just for such an occasion. I didn't even need to go in that pit, I don't think. Yeah, I could have just gone overhead. Totally optional area. I was going to try and wall run to go over the door, but the door, as soon as I tried to hit the jump button, the door sucked me right in. There we go. I only did the air dash. There are so many counterattacks, but you can't do them in the middle of an enemy combo. It's a weird touch. It seems like there should be more melee weapons. At some point. I don't think I have access to them. Let me... That's my options menu. Continue or quit. I can select a spell. I'll do a Shoryuken. How could I refuse? Yeah.
Okay, looking at the box, I see that the game was released in Europe by 505 Game Street. Pretty famous / infamous as a budget publisher.
Right.
They released a lot of the Simple series in Europe.
Yeah, you ended up getting a lot of those games. Yeah.
Sorry?
America, I don't think got any of the Simple series.
There were a couple, but the majority of them just didn't come out. They came out in Japan and Europe for some reason, and that was about it.
Yeah. I recently found one that's a car combat game from the Simple series called Zombies vs. Ambulance.
Yes, I played that. It is dumb as hell and so much fun.
Interesting. Maybe I will look it up now, because from the video I watched, it looked kind of bad.
Yeah, it was actually one of the first ones that I played. It was, I think it was a toss-up between that and the first EDF game, which was released in Europe as Global Defense Force.
That's right.
And it's technically like a cross between a car combat game and Carmageddon. Because you, on the one hand, you've got missions where you need to get an ambulance from point A to point B without damaging the patient on board. Mm-hmm. But then you've also got missions where you need to mow down as many zombies as you can in a time limit.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to upgrade your ambulance with, like, saw blades and spikes on the front. Unsurprisingly, it gets pretty silly.
It does sound pretty fun. Yeah, the video I watched had none of the upgrades, so...
Yeah, it's not a particularly deep game, but, you know, it's fun for, like, half an hour or so.
Yeah, I know it's not much longer than half an hour. Yeah. As most of the Simple series aren't.
Yeah, I think you can maybe get 2 hours out of it tops, but there are, like, unlockables in that, different ambulances you can get.
Yeah, he countered me, and then I countered back.
Yeah, that's the game's unique selling point, is that once you start getting into the big fights, there's a lot of one-on-one duels.
Interesting. This is a very complicated series of animations.
Yeah.
Which I feel like I have very little control.
It's the weirdest thing. The game feels like a budget title, but it obviously had some kind of, like, some serious backing behind it, if only, you know, for the cast that they've got.
Yeah. Like, the environments are atrocious, but the character design and all the animations are extremely detailed.
Yeah. So they've got, you know, I don't know to be honest, with the involvement of Gackt, I wouldn't be surprised if he was the one that approached the game company and said, hey, how about putting me in a game?
Yeah, I have heard that this was like a vanity project of his.
Yeah, he is known for being quite the narcissist when it comes to these kind of projects.
Yeah. Such is the reputation the game has. So we need to blade dance for a super long time. This just involves mashing the square button. I'm honestly not doing anything special there.
Yeah. Like, in terms of complexity, when it comes to these kind of fights, it's barely above Dynasty Warriors.
Yep. But it looks like I'm doing a million things.
Like, it is much more of a timing-focused game. Like, when you start getting into the timing of attacks, it does get surprisingly deep.
Yeah, I could see if I was actually going for specific counters and stuff, rather than just getting them randomly by button mashing. It would be more satisfying and more interesting.
I know those moves.
But I'm not at that skill level yet.
I shall take you back to the temple.
Psychic communication is easier.
But you gotta take us back to the past?
Let's play the shitty games that suck ass. Yeah. Just spit in there like flushing a toilet.
The game becomes a lot more enjoyable if you imagine he's going, woohoo, woohoo, every time he does any pirouettes or anything.
Yeah. Why did Gackt get to voice the character and not Charles Martinet?
Seriously.
He should voice every character.
Orbs.
We made progress. We get to save the video game. Multiple times, apparently.
That's like that thing where you can't remember if you saved the game or not.
Yep.
So you save it like 4 times just to be safe.
Yeah. A lot of PS1 games would do that, where they would kick you back to the save screen after you completed a save and ask you if you wanted to save again, and then you could over and over again. Usually they had that sorted by the PS2, but not here.
Yeah. That sure was a cutscene. Oh. Wait till we see some of the later ones if we get that far. The ending is pretty infamous.
Here's another one for you. Oh, now we're going to Fire World.
You can go to different locations through the portal.
Couldn't have just done one
You will face
teleport
an
mirror.
army of demons. You must fight your way through them. You are our only hope.
Help us, Obi-Wan.
You're a little short for a visual kei singer. This might be the upgrade menu.
I'm hoping so. I know it's where we can replay tutorials, but I don't want to do that. Oh look, I made a friend.
I like people I can push around.
Let's see. Yep, this is the tutorials. No thank you.
If I didn't listen to your training the first time, old man.
We make the tutorials, like, useful.
Interactive, maybe?
That would be nice. Actually telling you all the information you need, I also wouldn't complain. And it's just a training room. This feels like the area where they would, like, allow you to do upgrades, though. The mirror over there that's on fire looks like the next level. Yeah, as you noted, movement is pretty complex. The air dash, wall climbing, whole bullshit.
Okay, so this is the Homadera.
Of course. It has home in the name.
Right, okay, you should be able to go, if you go to that mirror,
Right.
It looks like it's a gate, which allows you to power up your character.
Odd. Maybe that's what the lady was saying.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh wow, they really don't expect you to get any kind of power-ups unless you really min-max the game, do they?
Yeah. Just 3,000 to get anywhere. Won't even let me put stuff in. Okay, it will let me put stuff in advance. But it has to be very slow, just like God of War. Yep, we locked in one breakpoint for some reason. And then undid it. You can't even do anything here. Bamboo forest. Nothing says bamboo like a fiery mirror that you dance in front of. Load times are pretty long. That was a big problem in Blood Will Tell.
Big problem in the PS2 era, full stop.
Yeah, in general. The problem in Blood Will Tell is it would, like, have a loading screen, then a cutscene, and then another loading screen before you get to gameplay. So far, these loads are very infrequent in this game.
Yeah.
Of course, we can cut down the bamboo.
Yep. Most of them will, or at least some of them will drop pearls, if I remember right.
Yep. It's a little bit Metal Gear Rising.
It's Metal Gear Rising, if it sucked.
Yeah. Blood Will Tell also had the thing where no matter where you slash the bamboo, that's where the cut would appear.
Yeah.
I'm trying to show off your physics. There. Got very high on the bamboo. It's very important that we do so. Okay. Thank you for the advice, Gravestone.
So, what you're saying is kill things and keep killing until you reach the end.
Yep. Press the square button until you win.
Well, that's not fair. Sometimes you press triangle as well.
True. I did just there. A lot of fog here.
There's also Silent Hill if it sucked.
Yep. These do look like little zombies.
They look like zombies to you? Kidding, just kidding.
Yep.
I can't believe Metal Gear Rising ripped off Bujingai, the Forsaken City starring pop star anime guy. I know, right?
You can't? The star of that game is Raiden. There's no more pop star anime guy in video gaming than Raiden.
Have you not seen the secret cutscene theaters from Metal Gear Solid 3?
Seems like getting high combos might actually be getting us stuff.
Remember that does something.
Yeah, there's a reason they're counting it up and making it flash on screen like this.
Yeah. Okay, consecutive hits. When a continuous attack succeeds, the number of consecutive hits is displayed.
Oh, perfect.
Then. I think it might actually be like Blood Will Tell, where the higher combo you get, the more goodies you get.
Maybe.
Because this game, I don't remember being particularly long, I understand. But it would make sense if that was the only way to get some of the higher end upgrades.
Yeah.
Dang, Raiden even copied Bujingai guy too. Big difference. Raiden's sword is a tool of justice. Gackt is a tool.
I want more information on why his swords are so different from one another. So elaborate.
In the upgrade menu, if you upgrade one, it just upgrades your attack. If you upgrade the other, it upgrades your magic. So,
right.
Presumably, one has mystical power, and the other is just like a big slab of scrap iron on a stick.
Fair enough.
Oh god, it's the dwarves from Shadow of Rome.
Not again. But they have Decius claws, so
the streams are crossing.
it's the best of both worlds. Oh, I have to kill everybody.
Interesting fact, while the names of the enemies are rendered in English on the screen, all Japanese in the manual.
Of course.
So you're not fighting an undead soldier, you're fighting a Hinkonshi. And the big guys with clubs are Keikionshi.
Ooh, cake.
I'm not even going to try and describe what that gestured guy's name is because there's just way too many Ks.
No wonder they changed it to Overlord of Tears.
Yeah, that's easier to say. It's genuinely less of a mouthful.
They did some really embarrassing Americanization of names in Blood Will Tell. Because it's originally written by Tezuka. It's an incredibly Japanese story full of like Japanese yokai references. They went out of their way to Americanize pretty much all of them.
Yeah, that was pretty common at the time. I remember the Pocky and Rocky games on the SNES.
Yeah.
Just a wall-to-wall yokai, and they would call them like Parasol Bouncer and Frogman. I am like 12 and I know absolutely nothing about Japanese myth and legend, but I know that's not true.
Scrotum Raccoon.
No, it's their pouches. They all have really big pouches.
Genetic pouches.
They just can't get rid of them. Because, it's like they're stapled onto their front. Remember Pom Poko nearly never got released because they were like, how are we going to make the audience not realize that these are giant ball sacks? And more importantly, make them take the story seriously. Say they're magic backpacks. Give that man a raise.
Oh, where are the demons? No, Gackt. You are the demons. And Gackt was a zombie.
And then Gackt refused to go on.
Yep.
Actually, that's not fair. He's not quite Axl Rose, but I have heard he does have quite the look.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't actually know what the real Gackt does. I just know he's in a lot of video games.
Yeah, from what I understand, he didn't exactly kickstart the entire Visual K movement, but it's kind of like he is to Visual K what Korn and Limp Bizkit were to nu metal.
Oh yeah, so pretty big deal.
Yeah, not the ones that started it, but certainly the ones who popularized it and were at the vanguard for a long time.
Yeah, this Korn gets credit for being the first nu metal band, but they used to open for a horrible band called Ghoul Spoon.
Oh Jesus, that's a terrible name.
Yeah, they're the worst. I called one of their songs the worst nu metal song ever written for the lyrical content. Because it's all about, like, when the brothers cross the border, you want those motherfuckers to get tossed. It's really
there's
bad.
There's a couple of ways you can interpret them. One metaphorical, one hideously racist.
It's a hideously racist song. In context, it's even more racist. It's a good thing they did not become the face of new metal.
Yeah. So, essentially, the trapped of new metal.
Yeah. The song I quoted was in Twisted Metal 4.
Of course it was.
That is their big claim to fame after Korn eclipsed them and then dropped their asses.
So they're the trapped of Twisted Metal 4.
Yeah, basically. It's funny because Twisted Metal 4 also has an anarchist new metal band on the soundtrack.
Oh yeah, nothing based.
Nope. I wish. It's what the fuck are they called? They're from Ireland. 1 Minute Silence.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember them back in the day. They were one of those bands that everyone thought was going to be really big off the back of their first album, and then they just kind of faded into obscurity.
Yeah. They were ludicrously derivative. They had nothing new to add to new metal. They sounded like Korn trying to sound like, with like Wes Borland on guitar. Korn with Wes Borland is 1 Minute Silence.
You see, when you put it like that, you actually make it sound kind of cool.
Oh, it's a fantastic band. I fucking love them. They're just incredibly derivative.
Pitch Shifter. I actually have seen them live. They are fucking amazing.
Pitch Shifter is fantastic. I wouldn't call them anarchist, but they're certainly anti-capitalist.
Oh,
anti-racist.
100%.
Yeah.
One of the... I can't remember if it's pitchshifter.com or Deviant. They have a track called As Seen on TV, which has Jello Biafra from Dead Kennedys.
Oh, hell yeah. Maybe they are anarchists.
They certainly had a lot of anti-capitalist leanings. They actually had, like, I think it was Audi. There was some car company. I want to say it was Audi, but I might be wrong. Used As Seen on TV on one of their adverts because the opening riffs were fucking awesome. And they were like, have you actually listened to the content of, well, any of our music, let alone that one?
Probably not.
And, yeah, I don't believe they did, but they were like, yeah, okay, you can use it. And people were like, you guys are selling out. And they were like, no, do you not get the incredible irony of a car company using a song where Jello Biafra, well, like one of the bits, because it's not exactly a song, because his bits are all spoken word, but he does a bit where he goes, driving around town, you need the Terminator. Stuck in traffic in Los Angeles, drive over the tops of everyone else, crush them all.
Yeah, he was a big satire guy, that Jello Biafra. Kill the poor. Quote Jello Biafra. There we go.
There we go. When sport utility vehicles are no longer enough, you need the Terminator. Stuck in traffic in Los Angeles, drive over the tops of everybody else. You'll crush him before the cops can catch up with you. Your precious artifact child needs to be safe. They're talking to a kid whose skin is a different color. Grab the kid and mow him down.
Yep, that sounds like Biafra. I can actually hear it in his voice, even though I've never heard the song.
Oh, yeah. And just to make it clear, heavy satire.
Yep. Gotta be careful sometimes.
Yeah.
That's why Biafra's own guitarist ended up as a Republican.
Yep. See, that's the thing with the Dead Kennedys. There is so much there's so much preconceptions which aren't helped by the fact that they were both shit-talking each other for decades in the music press.
Yep.
Like, I remember for years I'd heard that it was Jello himself who was wanting to cash in on the name, and he was wanting to use their music in movies and TV shows. And then it turned out it was the other 3 or 4 members of the band who were like, we want to use it, but we don't feel like we're getting paid enough. So, yeah, we're just going to kick him out of the band.
Yep.
But even then, I don't know if that's true.
Well, it's probably true because after they got him out of the band, they sued him for songwriting credit and ended up winning, and now Jello Biafra doesn't get any royalties for any Dead Kennedys music.
That is ridiculously fucked up.
Yeah, it's like unbelievable. He literally wrote all the songs.
Yeah.
And they sued songwriting credit off of him somehow. It doesn't even make legal sense, but it happened.
I mean, all you really need with these sorts of things is just a lawyer who's good at talking. Like, any good lawyer who can convince people that there's enough doubt will be able to run rings around the opposition.
I'm not quite sure what they want me to do with these green orbs. They tick down after I grab them. Maybe I just need a bunch of them at the same time, whilst they're ticking down.
Could be that you need them in order to unlock the next area.
I would bet anything that's the case.
Also, apparently the boss of this area is called Trogdar.
Ah, legally distinct from any other possible dragon men. I mean, this did come out in 2003, so...
Yeah. Not saying there could be some crossover influence, but it is a bit unusual.
Still haven't quite hit 100, but there should be like 3 more trees. There's one.
There we go.
Tick down continues. We just want to find one more tree and then the door.
Yeah, just really for safety's sake.
Yeah.
Unless, is that the door? Yeah, that's the door over there.
Yeah, I think I might have lucked out here. If I don't get murdered. I did it. Hooray. Yeah, that was not the best section that any video game has ever experienced.
Yeah, especially this early.
Yeah, at least that appears to be the final section, the bamboo puzzle maze.
Yep, this is the boss now. There's only 8 stages in the game, surprisingly.
Wow. I suspect you're
I guess
here
it is
for a
pretty short.
rematch.
Now, should we play the whole thing, or just make this a sample?
Oh my god, there's actual special poses you can do.
Interesting. Do you have to unlock those?
No, you can just do them in the middle of combos.
New game plus to Vogue.
When you press, it's like when you use your spin attack, hold square during it.
Interesting. Aha! It's got a little cutscene even.
Yeah, I don't know what that does, but there's like 4 of them.
The gong sound indicated like something happening. Let's see if I can... Yeah, big symbol up there.
Maybe it, I don't know, when you get high enough combo, up your attack or something?
It seems to recharge whatever those pedals do, which I still haven't quite figured out.
Yeah. Also, this guy has a laser attack which can reflect, but I don't think we really cared about that.
Oh, reflect, like with that magic minigame thing? Nice rocks, big guy. Nice loincloth, too. Made out of steel.
You see, if this was Duke Nukem Forever, there's one thing we probably wouldn't be playing it.
Accurate, yeah.
He's absolutely trashing that thing's crotch.
Yep.
He's wailing on it like a speedbag.
Yeah, the magic beam goes over my head when he does that, so screw it. And screw me, apparently. Just a tanuki speedbag is what we'll call this boss. Also, if you need a form name, there you go, tanuki speedbag.
See, a tanuki speedbag sounds like something you pay extra for in Roppongi. Lotion isn't involved during, but you'll certainly need it afterwards.
Yep. Work those scaly cheeks, too. Oh, the laser got me somehow. Yeah, this guy's attacks are not very conducive to his own survival.
Yes, suddenly he's just turned into a Dark Souls boss where he jumps over you and then you wail on his butt for the rest of the fight.
Yep. Like this. Bring up the rocks move doesn't seem to do anything at all. Like maybe he's trying to throw them at me, but he doesn't get the chance.
I mean, even if it was, well, like that, even if it was a shockwave attack, that would make sense, but otherwise it just seems to be like, hey, check out what I can do.
Yeah. It's a Dragon Ball power-up move with no payoff.
Like, this isn't PsyOps, my friend.
If only. It's getting me. It's coming down to the wire.
Also, for a big spectacle game, this guy's surprisingly small.
True, yeah.
Like, what are the odds on this guy being a regular enemy or a mini-boss later?
Could be, yeah. I could see that. Had a lot of HP, but you scale that down a little bit. He could just be a guy in a room. There we go.
I like how when you were attacking him in the cutscene, it looked more like you were trying to wave away a fly. Like, get out of it, you fucking... Don't like bees!
Is triangle and hold square the only pose we can do? I tried all the other face buttons.
Nope, there are quite a few. There's 4 in total.
Interesting. So you'd think it would be the 4 face buttons, but no.
No. 3 of them, you have to do a combo and then hold square. And then one of them is square, triangle, X, square, square repeatedly, and then hold X.
That's why I'm not doing them.
First one is just spin attack and hold square. Second one, do your basic combo and then hold square. Then the third one is square, triangle, square, and hold.
Okay, that's actually more reasonable. I can probably remember that.
I should point out there's absolutely nothing in the manual that tells you about these things.
Of course. Why would there be?
Like, they spend 6 pages on the cast of characters and the enemies, but nothing about posing up a storm.
You've seen
The one
him.
mechanic that matters.
He was
The
an
only
old
mechanic that
friend of
matters.
yours.
Yeah.
You played Beautiful
He
Joe.
now rules over all the demons.
Just get rid of all the fighting and make this a
He is
posing
not a
game.
man, and not a demon,
Vogue the video game.
but a deadly combination of the two.
Yeah, I'm amazed that there isn't a Dragon Ball
You can
game
travel
that's
to
just
other
that.
lands by going
Yeah.
through the portals. Please, come back safely.
Again, the ghost of Princess Leia is telling us to do stuff that I can barely hear. They didn't subtitle it. There's more power-ups we can't get. But we're closer.
It looks like you're meant to replay stages. Which, if that's the case, bullshit.
A little bit, yeah. Gotta pad out your 8-level game somehow.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about PS2 manuals is usually, like, the story. A lot of them are in-universe, which is very entertaining to me. Rarely are they very useful, though.
Yeah. And then that was the last generation when you were guaranteed to get a manual full stop, so... Like, I miss the days of PS1 manuals where they would either be like 10 pages or they would be the size of a small phone book.
I miss my pose. Yay! That's enough posing
off
for now.
the fucking cliff.
I want to see him end in a Jacko pose.
Oh god. The Jacko pose giveth, the Jacko pose taketh away.
Give it, and it gacketh.
Bit of the old Gackt and forth.
Yep.
The annoying thing is that I actually, like, I've played quite, well, almost all of the main Guilty Gear games, not like the weird spin-offs that appeared on the Wii and that. And I actually like Jacko. Like, genuinely, she's a really fun character to use.
Yeah.
It's just that, you know, after Strive, she comes with a certain, shall we say, implication.
Yeah. All the characters in that series are irresponsibly designed.
It's easier to count the ones that aren't full-on horny than the ones that are.
Exactly. Guess I should just avoid these pits. Not even seeing any gold coins in here.
Yeah.
All these identical rooms they designed for us to ignore.
Yeah, this... Like, it feels like this is a game that could be really good.
Yeah.
It's
like 80% of the way there.
Yeah. But it's that last 20% that you're like, why would you think this was a good idea?
Yep. Okay, we'll run up. Why not?
Like, wall running is objectively a fun thing to do in games.
Yeah, I love it. It's pretty well done here. There's no indication of where to go at any given time, though.
No.
You just gotta wander. Which is pretty common PS2 design, for better or worse.
Yeah, quality of life was only a thing that really came into being mid to late PS2.
Yeah. I'm actually bothered sometimes with a lot of Xbox games that are like, okay, go here, and then here. Just follow the arrows. The game almost literally holds your hand.
Remember, I used to joke that the Disgaea series, for example, you went through the tutorial and then you had to go find a fan-written guide that was the actual tutorial, because the game only told you how to press buttons. It didn't tell you, like, everything going on under the engine.
It's got this game beat. This game doesn't even tell you how to press buttons. Just plays a little video of you pressing buttons.
Gackt's family video.
Yep.
Oh, there's a coin down the side there by the looks of things.
There is. We have to kill ourselves to get it. Or... Okay. Could have saved that. Yeah, I think we just dropped down a level to get that coin. Which puts us...
Spawned you on the platform you were on.
I hope so. Oh yeah,
Yep. How hard
new area.
we'll never be as powerful as these demons.
Identical platforms.
Yofa's in here. I must rescue her. Okay, Lau. We can rescue her. I knew my best friend wouldn't let me down. Together.
I know that the phrase, let your weapons do the talking is a bit overplayed, but I've never seen it more literal than here.
Deadly combination indeed.
Okay, that was a valuable flashback.
Also, their master's voice, I feel like it's ever so slightly racist.
Quite possible, yes.
Like, I'm not saying he's doing a generic Asian accent. Wait, yes I am.
Yeah. Like, dubbing this game at all was a bad idea, because the selling point is the pop star voicing the character.
Yeah, they make a point of saying in the intro, by the way, this is Gackt, this is Maya Sakamoto, this is Norio Wakamoto. Like, those are big names. Well, the last two are big names in anime voiceovers. And Gackt is here.
Yep. Also dying for a run button. Oh, hello. I'll just get behind you and...
Okay. I would have thought you would only be able to kill those with spell reflect.
Yeah, that would make sense, but technically they're not shooting spells. The ones they showed in the cutscene that are shooting spells. Like laser things.
Also, we unlocked an interview with Gackt.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully he says more in that than he does in the game.
Okay. They finally let me through.
Basically the bone pillars from Castlevania.
Seems like it, except they keep getting taller.
If the boss of this level isn't just one that's like 30 on top of each other, I'm going to be disappointed.
100 of them.
No strategy, just running behind them and then stomping them in the back.
Exactly, yeah. They can't turn, they can't do anything. Just overburdened. Trying to woo a female Goomba in a red hat. Let's see. Oh, exactly the same thing we did the first time. What are the odds?
Are they recycling content?
Yeah, why do these balconies even exist? Just move us from floor to floor. They're not even hiding loading screens.
No, that's the bad thing.
Yeah. I think they're actually adding more loading screens.
Well, you've got like a, 3 to 5 second loading screen, and then 3 to 5 seconds of running to the next door, and then another 3 to 5 seconds of loading screen.
Yeah. Weird choice. Go. I think our counters might do more damage and make the enemies die faster. Something?
Yeah, maybe make them drop more perils or something.
Yeah.
Because there has to be a way to get more that doesn't involve just grinding stages.
Seriously.
Like, I remember the original Devil May Cry being pretty stingy when it came to upgrades, but this is kinda silly.
3,000 for level 1.
And you've got 5 stats.
Yep. And we are 3 levels into an 8-level game.
3 levels out of 8. Not looking good. Thankfully, most of the regular enemies have been fairly easy to dispatch.
Oh, yeah. All running works really well, though.
It looks a bit Kingdom Heartsy, where you can run up a certain amount, but then you can dash and keep running to reset it.
That does seem to be the case, yeah. Overlord of Sin, oh no.
Hearing with his Sin Cube.
I must have it.
Get in the Sin Box.
My favorite Nintendo console, the Sin Cube. I'm gonna equip this spell and hope that it's good. What?
Some spells you can only use once you upgrade your magic level.
Yeah, I think this is the one I just got, though. Oh, yeah. But I can't use it. Need more Tenryken. Okay. Nice. Good juggle there.
Actually, the fighting when you get into one-on-one reminds me of... There's a tokusatsu show called Garo. It's designed... Originally, it was designed for a more mature audience, but it's gotten more and more all ages as the series has gone on. But it had a PS2 action game, which was kind of similar to this, now that I think about it. It was mostly designed around one-on-one fights, where you had to keep going. Basically, every fight was kind of like PlayStation All-Stars of all things, where you had to build up a magic meter so you could transform, and then once you built that up, you had to build it up again so you could actually dispatch the enemy properly. But a lot of the one-on-one fights kind of similar to this.
Interesting. Sure it was intentional.
I think it came out 2005-ish. So... if it turned tuber related, I would not be surprised.
The pedal thing is a defense meter. As I counter things, block and stuff, my pedals go down, but so too do the enemy pedals. In enemies that have pedals, like this boss that I have to do. Or I assume that I have to do. I'm not actually sure that I have to do this, but it seems right. That went a little better. Yeah, we're trading pedals here. And then they recover after a second or two of not doing anything. You can do some ground attacks, like some of my triangle moves hit the ground. Yes, it's all very showy. There are a lot of particle effects going on. I'm very impressed. Yep.
This is one of those games where if you didn't know how the game was played, it would look completely incomprehensible to you.
Yep. Turns out I'm just hitting square a lot.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
It looks a lot more involved than it really is. Like, as a game, this is very simplistic.
Yep.
It just looks very flashy.
I almost broke his guard and then started regenerating his guard. There we go. jumping? Why are you doing this? It'll stop eventually. Knew it. Yeah, this is literally just button mashing.
Yeah, their petals. His petals are actually regenerating as you get into clashes.
Yeah, which makes no sense for the pedal system.
Also, really not fair.
Yep. I'm not a fan. I was going for some ground attack since his health is so low. Okay, there was the last of my pedals, so I got a break. There we go. Sure, you can to death. Normally he blocks the Shoryuken, so I got kind of lucky there.
The weird thing is this game got a lot of glowing reviews back in the day.
Yeah, it was well received. I saw that on the Wikipedia.
Yeah, very much so. I didn't see many reviews at the time, but most of them were like 7, 8 out of 10, saying that, you know, this isn't Devil May Cry 3, but, you know, it might as well be close enough to it.
There was a real drought of Devil May Cries at the time because DMC2 was the most recent.
Yeah.
People were trying to forget. I could sidle along that railing there. Or not. That's also an option. But yeah, the level design was among the criticisms that I saw. Because even the very positive reviews are still like, it's not perfect.
Yeah, I feel like it was like a lot of the really good reviews were just, we really want a good game like this, so
Yeah.
they pretend this is it.
This was back in the day when reviewers could be critical of a thing while still praising it and not get death threats.
Yep. So when I was a kid, I had a friend who had the absolute worst taste in games. He had a Super Nintendo, and he had games like Home Alone 1 and 2,
Good ones.
Dragon's
Classics.
Lair, and Pit Fighter.
Glorious.
And for those who don't know, Home Alone 1 and 2 and Pit Fighter are considered to be 3 of the worst games ever made. Not just for the SNES, full stop. And Dragon's Lair wasn't considered to be that much better. And we played them and convinced ourselves we were having fun. Denial, ladies, gentlemen, and others.
Yep. You had to back in those days. So you got one game a year.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. This is not where I wanted to end up. I feel like that's such a bad spot to be in. I'll just respawn and drop me right back where I left off. So I guess this is where I'm going. Maybe. I think I can get over there. Where the hell is this?
Oh, look, another room with reliefs on the walls.
Yep. Exactly the same textures. I suspect it's exactly where we came from. Nope, gold coin.
Okay.
Actually, that wasn't a gold coin because it didn't have the pop-up.
Yeah, and this looks remarkably like the area you were in earlier.
That was the ghost of a gold coin.
Right.
That's a gold coin we got earlier. So there we go. That's Bujingai for now.
It's a very polite way of saying, no, fuck this shit, I'm done.
Basically. Here, let's
So yeah, let's do the other poses just to finish off.
I didn't hold it long enough. That was close.
So square, triangle, hold square.
That's something.
Yeah, good enough.
Yep, that's one we've done before. But there we go. Bujingai.